In the silent, eternal night of the cosmos, where the remnants of dead stars drift like forgotten dreams, there exists a phenomenon that defies all understanding, a cosmic maelstrom. This isn't just any vortex, it's a crucible of creation, a swirling enigma at the heart of a long-dead galaxy, breathing life into the void. And now, something within it has awakened, something that seeks not just to exist, but to control, to shape the very fabric of its reality. In the silent, eternal night of the cosmos, where the remnants of dead stars drifted like forgotten dreams, there existed a phenomenon that defied all understanding, a cosmic maelstrom. This wasn't just any vortex, it was a crucible of creation, a swirling enigma at the heart of a long-dead galaxy, breathing life into the void. And now, something within it had awakened, something that sought not just to exist, but to control, to shape the very fabric of its reality. Deep within the desolate expanse of a galaxy that had long since breathed its last, there spun an anomaly, a cosmic maelstrom of unfathomable age and power. This was no ordinary vortex, no mere black hole or wormhole. It was a whirlpool of pure creation, a dance of energy and matter that defied the laws of physics. At its heart, the remnants of dead stars and forgotten planets swirled in an intricate ballet, guided by an unseen hand, a rhythm that echoed through the emptiness of space. Scientists of ancient civilizations had once observed this maelstrom from afar, dismissing it as a mere anomaly, a glitch in the fabric of the universe. But it was so much more. It was a cradle of Genesis, a place where life was born from the ashes of the old. The maelstrom didn't consume, it created. It didn't destroy, it shaped. And from its chaotic embrace, new forms of existence began to emerge. The process was slow at first, a gradual weaving of matter and energy into intricate patterns. Shards of long-dead stars, dust from forgotten worlds, and even the faintest whispers of light that had lost their way, all were drawn into the maelstrom's embrace. And from this dance of chaos, new structures began to take shape. These weren't mere clumps of matter. They were complex, vibrant entities that pulsed with an eerie semblance of life. They moved. They vibrated. They emitted signals that echoed through the void. They were neither machine nor organism, but something entirely new, a fusion of chaos and order, a symphony of existence crafted from the remnants of the old. Each entity was unique, a one-of-a-kind creation born from the heart of the maelstrom. They were as diverse as the stars themselves, each one a testament to the infinite possibilities of creation. Among these new beings, one entity stood apart. It didn't drift away like the others, carried by the currents of the maelstrom. It remained at the heart of the vortex, observing, learning, and eventually interfering. This entity was different, more complex, more aware. It began to manipulate the trajectories of other nascent forms, altering their paths and reshaping their destinies. It siphoned mass from some, redirected energy from others, and in doing so, it imposed a new order on the chaos. This entity was the first of its kind, a being born from the maelstrom that chose to become its master. It didn't just adapt to the rhythms of creation, it dictated them. It crafted its own forms, entities that bore its influence, its signature. These new beings were different, more refined, more purposeful. They were the children of order, born from the heart of chaos. As this first entity continued to shape the maelstrom, it began to exhibit behaviors that hinted at a burgeoning intelligence. It didn't just create, it communicated. It sent out pulses of energy that resonated with the other forms, coordinating their movements and guiding their evolution. It was as if the maelstrom itself had become sentient, its will manifested through this singular entity. The other entities within the Maelstrom responded to these pulses, their movements becoming more synchronized, their forms more complex. They began to exhibit behaviors that hinted at a collective intelligence, a shared purpose. They worked together, shaping the Maelstrom and each other, their evolution guided by the will of the first entity. The implications of this were staggering. If life could arise from the heart of a dead galaxy, if order could be forged from chaos, then what did that mean for the rest of the universe? Were there other Maelstroms out there, other cradles of creation waiting to be discovered? And what of the entities that were born from them? Were they mere accidents of physics? Or were they the next step in the evolution of the cosmos? Back on the fringes of known space, scientists and explorers began to take notice. Probes were sent, missions were planned, all in an effort to understand the enigma of the cosmic maelstrom. But the maelstrom was not to be easily understood. It defied every model, every theory. It was a riddle wrapped in a mystery, a paradox that challenged the very foundations of science. The first entity, now the undisputed master of the maelstrom, continued its work. It shaped and molded, created and communicated. Its influence spread with each passing cycle. It was no longer just a part of the maelstrom. It was its architect, its conductor. And as it looked out into the vast expanse of the cosmos, it began to wonder what else was out there. What other wonders, what other mysteries awaited discovery? The story of the cosmic maelstrom was far from over. It was, in fact, just beginning. And as the first entity reached out, its tendrils of influence stretching into the unknown, it set in motion a chain of events that would change the face of the universe. Meanwhile, on a distant planet on the edge of known space, a young scientist named Ilara Voss gazed at the stars through her telescope. She had always been fascinated by the mysteries of the cosmos, and the recent discoveries about the cosmic maelstrom had ignited a fire within her. She knew that she had to see it for herself, to unravel its secrets and understand its true nature. Ilara spent years preparing for her journey, gathering resources and allies, and finally she set out on her mission. Her ship, the Star Chaser, was a marvel of technology, equipped with the latest in scientific instruments and propulsion systems. As she ventured deeper into the unknown, she encountered strange phenomena and alien civilizations, each one a testament to the infinite diversity of the universe. But Ilara's journey was not without its challenges. The cosmic maelstrom was a dangerous place, its currents unpredictable and its energies volatile. As she approached its heart, she encountered resistance from the entities within, their forms shifting and changing in response to her presence. They saw her as a threat, an intruder in their sacred domain. But Ilara was not to be deterred. She communicated with the entities, her messages resonating with their collective intelligence. She showed them that she meant no harm, that she sought only to understand and learn. And slowly, cautiously, they began to accept her. As Ilara delved deeper into the mysteries of the maelstrom, she uncovered truths that challenged the very foundations of her understanding. She learned that the maelstrom was not just a cradle of creation, but a gateway to other realms, other dimensions. She discovered that the entities within were not just new forms of life, but the next step in the evolution of the cosmos. And she realized that the first entity, the master of the maelstrom, was not just a being of immense power, but a guardian, a protector of the balance between chaos and order. It had sensed a disturbance in the fabric of the universe, a threat that could unravel the very tapestry of existence. And it had reached out, its tendrils of influence stretching across the cosmos, seeking allies to stand against the coming storm. Ilara knew that she had a choice to make. She could return to the safety of known space, to the comfort of her old life, or she could stand with the entities of the maelstrom to fight for the future of the cosmos. And as she looked into the swirling heart of the vortex, she made her decision. The story of the cosmic maelstrom was far from over. It was a tale of creation and destruction, of chaos and order, of the infinite possibilities of the universe. And as Ilara Voss stood at the heart of the vortex, her hand outstretched to the entities within, she knew that she was a part of something greater, something that would shape the destiny of the cosmos forever. As Ilara integrated herself into the collective consciousness of the maelstrom, she began to perceive the universe in ways she had never imagined. She saw the threads of existence, the delicate balance of forces that held the cosmos together, and she saw the threat that loomed on the horizon, a dark force that sought to unravel these threads, to plunge the universe into eternal chaos. The entities of the maelstrom, now united under Ilara's guidance, prepared to face this threat. They forged new forms, entities of pure energy and will, designed to combat the encroaching darkness. And as the battle lines were drawn, the cosmic maelstrom became a beacon of hope, a symbol of the universe's unyielding spirit. The dark force, sensing the resistance, lashed out with renewed fury. It sent waves of entropy, cascading through the cosmos, seeking to disrupt the balance and extinguish the light of creation. But the entities of the maelstrom stood firm. They absorbed the entropy, transmuted it, and sent it back as a force of renewal. The battle raged across the expanse of the universe, a dance of light and dark, of creation and destruction. And through it all, Ilara Voss remained at the heart of the maelstrom, her consciousness intertwined with the collective will of the entities. She guided them, inspired them, and together they fought for the future of the cosmos. And as the final wave of entropy was repelled, as the dark force receded into the void, the universe breathed a sigh of relief. The balance had been restored, the threads of existence once again secure. The cosmic maelstrom, its purpose fulfilled, began to fade, its energies dissipating into the fabric of the universe. But its legacy lived on, in the new forms of life that had been born from its heart, in the collective consciousness that had guided them, and in the spirit of Ilara Voss, who had stood against the darkness and emerged victorious. And so the tale of the cosmic maelstrom became a legend, a story of hope and resilience, of the infinite possibilities of the universe. And as the stars shone brightly in the eternal night, they whispered the story to all who would listen, a reminder of the power of creation and the unyielding spirit of the cosmos.
Signal from X-42 lost. Archive preserved. Subscribe will activate the next transmission. A like confirms the life cycle. Your comment is the code for the next decryption.